Hello everybody, Naughty Nana Des. How's everybody doing? Hump Day is now Wanker Wednesday, I'm just saying. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going to happen in probably about 50 minutes, but he's going to keep everybody waiting. Just hang on some more. The anticipation, right? So it looks like today's the day. We've been anticipating it for a while. We used to say in the military, don't anticipate it, wait for it. Well, apparently today's the day. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Welcome. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. How about sharing this with some of your family and friends? That would be great. Give us a subscribe. And my hangers on, I dearly appreciate every single one of you hanging on. I know sometimes you don't like things I say, but between all the research I do for this, a lot of it's my opinion as well, and you're entitled to yours, and I appreciate it in the comments. And yeah, I enjoy reading them all, just saying. So anyway, let's get into this, shall we? Menopause Moose Knuckle has actually accomplished something. He has the world waiting to see how disastrous those proposed tariffs are going to be globally. He once again is hogging the spotlight, keeping everyone on edge once again for his 4 o'clock drop of the guillotine. Will he tariff the globe? Will he not? Is he going to stick to that 200% tariff he was going to slap on Ireland? Will he not? Donald Trump's tariff-fueled strategy will weaken the dollar, and he thinks it's going to weaken the dollar and increase America's competitiveness. But it also comes with a whole hockey sock full of consequences, according to Fortune magazine. According to the magazine, one hardship could be his voters paying more for a holiday to Europe. Really? How high is that on your kitchen table issues of the week? Whether you're going to go to Europe or not? Seriously, I'm pretty sure that's not in anybody's top 5. Then both sides of our border will be changed. The Mango Moose Knuckle calls it Liberation Day. The Premier of the province of Ontario, Doug Ford, calls it Termination Day because jobs will be terminated. Our combined incomes will be terminating jobs, producing less, and possibly, some cases, closing up shop. The worst thing is that Trump seems to be enjoying every single second of his imposed torture. Him and Lutnick. Did you see them on the aircraft? Oh, Lutnick. All he needs is one of those big cheerleader bows on top of his head there. You see him in the back going, ha 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 ha. He's all excited, big laughing and everything else. Be laughing on the other side of his face soon, that's for sure. He has, in some small way, declared a sort of war on, like, most of North America. Like, that encompassing Canada, Greenland, Mexico, and his own damn country. What's he going to say? Friendly fire? Seriously. CAMUSA was a free trade agreement that was agreed on and initiated by Trump. He knows what's in it. He knows what was discussed because he was sitting there. People took fucking notes for him. And he said it was the best trade deal ever made anywhere in the world. Nobody has ever seen a trade deal this big, this great, ever in the history of the world. Funny enough, the CAMUSA deal came into effect July 1st, 2020. And it was needed because Trump reneged on the NAFTA agreement and started charging huge tariffs on steel, aluminum, and softwood lumber in 2018. That trade war started because of him. Everything was going pretty good. So Canada and Mexico sat down with the Menopause Moose Knuckle, and all 3 countries worked out a new trade deal. Everybody was happy with it. Well, as happy as you could be. Nope, not everybody's going to agree on every single thing. You just don't. You got 3 countries, 3 different opinions, right? He made the deal. He had the whole signing ceremony and gleefully showed his little Sharpie signature there. Mugs for all the cameras. And then things kind of worked out not too bad. Trade back and forth was moving. It was moving. Since November, he started saying things that it was the worst trade deal and only an idiot would have come up with a deal like that. That's who came up with the deal, because he broke the first one, so he wanted to have his own, because he has to run everything right into the fucking ground. He says the reason for targeting Canada and Mexico was because of the huge number of migrants illegally crossing our borders into the United States, and the vast amounts of fentanyl from Mexico and Canada into the United States. Now, speaking for Canada only, as of June 2024, 3,437 people crossed illegally from Canada into the U.S. And you know how we know that? Because they were stopped. It's down by 90% now. So from June 2024, just 359 people between June 2024 and January 2025. 359 people crossed illegally. As for fentanyl seizures, between 2022 and 2024, there was less than 0.1% fentanyl crossing from Canada into the United States. And now that is down even further to 0.03%. So that blows that whole argument right out of the water. That's no reason to tariff Canada, because the shit he's talking about just isn't happening. This is just him imitating Putin and wanting to take over what he can't have and shouldn't have. America's biggest trading partners are the EU, because of all the countries involved, Mexico and Canada. In 2023, combined goods and services trade just between Canada and the U.S. in 2023 was $923 billion went across our borders between our countries. U.S. exports were $441 billion, and Canadian exports were $482 billion, with a trade deficit of $41 billion. We had the most beneficial trade between Canada and the United States for years. And only when these on-again, off-again tariff wars started, full tilt in January, the prices started to rise. And we got to see just how much we depend on each other for the products that we use. How much products that we both use are so intertwined. Let's take beer, for example. Some of the best hops are, and leading producers are in Washington State, in the Yakima Valley. And it produces over 69% of all U.S. hops. Now, we love our beer in Canada too, don't get me wrong. But we also grow specific hops like Cascade, used in India Pale Ale. Citra and Galena are two others. Galena is from Manitoba, and it's part of their ancestry. It's been growing for almost 150 years, give or take. Stupid things we don't even think of: aluminum cans, beer cans, pop cans, kegs that carry the beer in them. The same as the tanks for soft drinks and stuff at the bar, and they pull the taps for all your pop and shit like that. Yeah, there's aluminum tanks that the syrup and all that shit's in. We buy aluminum in one form or another all the way around. Whether it's just foil for the barbecue, for instance. Barbecue, and everybody uses foil, or wrapping leftovers in, that type of thing. Now, I do realize how much Canada will suffer with these proposed tariffs. However, I know how much added burden and stress and strain this is going to put on my American family members and all my friends and all of you listening to this video. Not only will prices increase, there's an added pressure with these tariffs for the American people especially. Trump and Elon are putting on huge stresses and concerns with all their rollbacks on safety precautions, on products, on transportation, oil and gas, stuff like that. He's rolling back all those safety precautions and regulations. But the tens of thousands of jobs that they are arbitrarily just getting rid of, big balls himself there, just Xing all those jobs out, from what I can see, is just because they can. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Because most of these things have really nothing to do with the deficit, like Social Security, Medicare. You pay for that. That's a paid for thing. The thing that's going to be bad is right now there's a Category 5 hurricane coming through the south. Lexington, Kentucky, all through there. There's a proposed Category 5, the biggest hurricane ever. And Trump wants to get rid of FEMA and just let the states handle their own business. Just like education, just let the states handle it. Do you really think that they're going to be able to afford to rebuild whole towns, roads and everything else because he's getting rid of FEMA because he thinks they're ripping him off? They could have accomplished their goal, according to Elizabeth Warren, because she had a list of things. The Pentagon alone, they could have cut $1 trillion. There are a whole bunch of other different government agencies that they could have trimmed back without hurting the citizens with Medicare, Social Security, all the rest, school, friggin' the Department of Education. No more federal funding for Department of Education. That kind of things. If they only listened to her, like she goes, oh, I got a list. But no, they wouldn't listen to her. They wanted to go in there and be the big tough guys, and now they're screwing everybody else. Now, instead of coming after, how about the billionaires and making them pay their fair share in taxes? How about that? They would have made a killing just doing that alone. But no, instead, they came after the folks that need a hand the most. Now, I and my family are hoping for the best with these tariffs, but we're also prepared for the worst. And I think you are too down in the States. You know what's coming. You've got no choice. You got to buckle down. And it sucks because there's no need of it. There's absolutely no need of it. So everybody, I want you to stay strong, lean on each other, call your congressman till your fingers wear out from tat on your phone. Oh, speed dial. Just keep hitting it. Just keep hitting it. Somehow or another, we're all going to get through this. But my American friends and family down there, please, keep your wits about you. Hunker down. And what we're doing up here, in my family especially, what we're doing is going back to the days where we have needs versus wants. Do you need it or do you want it? Right now, we're halfway in between. We'll see what 4 o'clock or 4:30 or 5, whenever that arsehole decides he's going to show up in Jacqueline Kennedy's rose garden, which fancy enough doesn't have any roses in it anymore. But yeah, we'll see what comes out of his mouth then. But until then, folks, fingers crossed, elbows up, Canada. And America, we're with you too, you know. I know you guys support us, but we're with you too. There's a lot of friggin' good people down there that don't deserve this shit. I'm just saying. Anyway, Nana loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first. Mwah. I love you all. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care. We'll be on pins and needles.